specializes in taxes, serving as a fiduciary, putting your interests first. You can find more information or schedule an appointment by calling 530-674-1150 or on the web at shawassociatesinc.com. Shaw & Associates is proud to support community radio.
As always, grateful for Dave and supporting our interviews. He supports the morning interviews, Shaw & Associates. Well, this morning, I get to have Kathy Scriven on, and we've been having a great chat off air, so I found out stuff I didn't know, right? And so Kathy is currently running for Sutter County Assessor.
Yes.
I got it? Okay.
Yes, that's it.
And she actually is doing the job, and she got appointed, and then she found out, oh, now I got to run. Now it's because it's an elected position.
Yes, it is.
So I have to ask you about that, because you're already doing the job. How long have you been doing it?
So I've been doing the job since December of 2024 when the prior assessor retired.
Oh, so you were actually working there.
I was the assistant assessor of Sutter County. Yes. I had been at Yuba County for over 18 years.
Wow.
I was a real property appraiser. I was an auditor appraiser. And then I went to Colusa County, and I was the assistant assessor there. And then Sutter County, Todd decided he was going to think about retiring, and the assistant assessor retired, and so they brought me on over there to kind of train up and learn up.
So I have to ask you, right? So now you've had all this experience. So what does an assessor do?
So our basic function, our main function is to assess properties for property tax. We assign values to all assessable properties in the county.
So tell me what, I'm assuming, because I own a home, so that's accessible.
That is accessible.
What other, are business properties, do they have the same thing? Do you have to assess that? Or?
Yes, we assess business property, and that would be for you, your microphones, your computers, your sound equipment. Farmers, we assess their ag equipment. A lot of people don't know we assess boats, and we assess aircrafts also.
Well, I don't know neither of those.
We also assess possessory interest and all other kind of things that people don't really understand that we do, but our office does a lot.
So when you put that stuff together, then the income that comes from that is part of what the county uses to do all they do.
Correct.
Right, it's a portion of it.
Yes, we put the values, and then we send the values to the auditor, they do their thing, and that's where the taxes come from.
So you have a county assessor. Do you have a city one?
No, the county assessor does everything within the county. The city does not have an assessor. So all the cities in Sutter County. Yes.
Kathy, that's a big job.
That's a large job. It's a lot of properties. It's a lot of parcels. It's a lot of area. Yeah, it's a huge job.
Do they allow you to have an assistant?
I do. I have a great assistant.
Okay.
I have a wonderful assistant. So yes, thankfully I have one of those.
Oh my gosh. Well, this is really cool because I like finding out things when I have people come in, and because we'll hear that, we hear that term, the assessor's office, and unless you get, like I get a bill every year for my property, right, and that, but it gets paid for out of my my house payment.
Yeah, your escrow account.
Yeah, the escrow account.
Yes.
So I never really think about it. It comes like two bills. They split it in two, and you're supposed to pay them, and I just don't think about it anymore. I mean, I do look at it, but it's like, that's coming out of my bill, right? And so I'll just pay my $700 every month.
So the values on the tax bill come from us, but the tax bill actually comes from the tax collector.
So how come I don't have a little note on mine that says, "Hi, fish"?
I don't see the tax bills before they go out. Because they go out from the tax collector's office. Next time I'll have them pull it back, though.
Okay, so the assessor's one thing.
Yes.
The treasurer tax collector is another. They just got it. So you don't actually have to do anything but assess it and then hand it on.
Correct.
And that's a big enough job. Tell me what you love the most, Kathy, because you've done this for a long time now, not just here in Colusa and other ones. What do you really love about the job?
I really like serving the community. I really love this community. I love talking to the people. I love working with the people. The job is very complex, and I think I do a very good job of helping people understand the system. I know a lot about the system. I'm comfortable talking about it. I'm a certified real property appraiser, an advanced certified real property appraiser, and you have to be that to do my job. Yeah. So, and I'm just comfortable, and I like having people understand.
Well, I think that's a big part that when people begin to talk about something they disagree with government, I always wonder, is there a lack of understanding? Because more than once I've just called agencies and said, "Hey, I see this. Can you explain it to me?" And they always do.
When people come in and they want to come into our office, and they usually get my front staff. But isn't it great that if you want to work your way up, that the leader of that department can have an intelligent conversation with you about the actual job and how to do it? And because I've been there, I've done the work, and I still do the work sometimes because we are training new employees. So we are constantly learning. The laws are constantly changing. Property tax laws are so complex that we're keeping up with everything. And even though I've been doing it for over 23 years, I still learn constantly. Every week I learn something new.
So if you're in your office and somebody comes in and goes, "Hey, there's some guy named Fish out here, said he's got a question about his tax bill." I'm in a meeting. Exactly. Said I already talked to him. He's
You can ask anybody. Anybody can call to me. Anybody can talk to me. I would never say I was in a meeting. I think my cell phone number is out there on some of my stuff, so people know how to reach me.
Well, I have to tell you, I saw a post that you did. Oh, man, I'm trying to think. It's been a little while back. But you said that somebody had told you, wait till the ground softens before you put a sign in. And you were saying, I should have listened. So planting signs is not your forte.
You know what?
Doing assessments is your forte.
My forte is doing whatever needs to be done to get the job done. That is actually my forte. I'm good at that. I am always determined. I will always get the job done. But, man, you forget how hard orchard ground can be when it dries up and how quickly it can dry up. Because, we just had all that rain last week. Oh, don't try to put anything into the ground right now. Still very hard.
So I'm going to ask you about campaign, because you were appointed first time.
Yes.
And then so the job's not new to you. Doing what you do, it's your thing, okay? But campaigning is a whole different thing, isn't it?
You know what? It is the most nerve-wracking thing I've ever been through. I will say I don't enjoy it. And for one, it's a busy time of the year, so it's taking away from my real work I'm needing to do. So I'm working even more right now. But I tell you what, the amount of people that I have met or reconnected with I got out of touch with over the past 20 years, the people who said that they would support me before I thought I needed to actually run a campaign, they showed up.
Isn't that cool?
So it's been the biggest blessing to have to go through this process because, man, I have got some really good people behind me. I've got some really great friends, and it's just been the biggest blessing.
Well, I'm glad I got the chance to have you come in, because I tell people all the time, when it's an election season, I always think it's great that we get different candidates that'll come in, because we get to hear not just from the candidate and who they are, which I think is important. Your job is a direct reflection of who you are as a person. And like you said, love the community, right? That's got to be number one. But then the second thing is we actually get to find out what that office does. I'll never forget, I asked a district attorney to come in, and I said, would you just tell us what a district attorney does? Because we know the name. Maybe we watched Law and Order. Right? It's like, but I want to know, what does it do here? And like today, I can tell people, I didn't know. I thought there was a city assessor. No. But there's a county assessor that takes care of all of it, which this is a big county. So
we have almost 37,000 parcels.
Gosh,
so that's a lot of property.
Yeah. How do they work, Kathy? How does it work? because things change, whether it's inflation or property values change. I remember when we went through that housing thing in 2006, I think it was.
Yeah, like 7, 8, 9, when the market just crashed.
Yeah, right. Okay, so how do you deal with that?
So
that's a lot of stuff to reassess.
Yeah, so I was in Yuba County doing the work. All the heavy lifting when that happened, because, we had just the values were really high, and then all of a sudden the bottom just fell out. So we group properties together, kind of like subdivisions, like areas, and we try to see an overall trend, and we lower the values. It was a lot of work, because you have to look at the values at that time individually, and we have to touch every single parcel and every single assessment. And so we basically looked at all the houses that transferred between 2003 and the crash, and we reassessed almost all those properties.
Wow.
And that's called a Prop 8 when we lower the values. Some of those houses are still on Prop 8 after all these years, because they had bought so high.
I was shocked. My house went to $115,000.
Yeah, mine too. It went for lower than what I purchased it for.
Yeah, and I was like, this is crazy. And now it's like over 400. So as it progresses, as property values increase, how often do you reassess properties?
So in California, we do not reassess properties. We are protected by Proposition 13, and
so that's what Prop 13 is.
Yes, that's what Prop 13
come on,
is.
Kathy.
So in other states, just for example, they cyclically reappraise. So maybe whatever the state law says, every 2, 3, 4 years, they'll go out and reappraise your properties, and so your property tax bill can jump several hundred to several $1,000s just in the matter of a couple of years. But Prop 13 protects our values. By law, we have to raise it every year. The state comes out and says, you must raise it by X percent. That percent can never be over 2%. But we have to, by law, do that percentage. We don't have an option. There's no choice. But some years, in 2009, it was lower than 1%. So the values by the state lowered everybody's values.
Wow.
And then the most recent one that was under 2% was in 2021. And so we just do what the state tells us, and we're mandated to do it. But it protects Californians, and especially seniors, who don't have or on fixed incomes, like my mom.
Or like old weathered DJs who have no money.
You said it, not me. But I use my mom as an example all the time, because she's on Social Security. My dad's passed away. If we reappraised her house, she would be living with me. I love her. She can live with me, but wouldn't you rather live in your house? So Prop 13 is as bad as the taxes are in California. Prop 13 is a blessing, and go ask any other state in the United States. So
let's say that because of Prop 13, my home is assessed at $200,000, right? So now it's worth $400,000. So if I sold it, would it get a reassessment during the sale of property? Yes, so the new person would be reassessed at the market value. Got it. Okay. It's only on a sale upon a transfer, or if you do new construction. If you were to add on to your house, if you were to put a pool in, if you were to put... Oh, I wish! then only the portion of the value of the new construction gets added. Your whole property does not get reassessed. If you put in a pool, we determine the market value of the pool, and we just add that amount on. So, again, the whole property doesn't get reassessed. Somebody had asked me that the other day, and I said, no, just the portion of the new construction. All right, so I got to ask this. If it's that way for residential, is it the same for commercial property? If somebody sells a commercial building, does it get reassessed at the time of the sale? So right now in California, all real property works the same way, no matter the type, industrial, agricultural, residential. Prop 13 covers every single type of property. All right, I got to go this route. Okay, so I just want to know, Kathy. You ask me all the questions. All right, so let's say I own this building. Let's say I owned it. And so it would be assessed because I'm an owner. Would it be any different if I was a corporation and owned the building? Is there a difference between private and corporate ownership when it comes to property tax? The short answer is no.
No, it doesn't matter who the ownership is. Now, if you were to transfer it between a corporation and some individuals, or from an individual to a corporation, that could trigger a reassessment, but we would have to look at all the paperwork. So
I don't want your job.
It is so complex. There are so many different facets to this job that a person walking in off the street could not do it. If they did, they would have to have the staff to have all this knowledge. And the knowledge that I've obtained over the past 23 years it's priceless.
You think about that, and I don't care what anybody says, experience ends up being value. I tell people this at times. I'm too old of a tomcat to be fooled by a kitten, right? Because there's just things I know, and it's like, well, you can tell me all day long it's not like that, but it is like that, right? And I think it's like, the old knowledge is power, and it's like when you know something, if you know, you know.
Right.
And so trying to keep up with it, and I've talked with, like Dave Shaw, he does once a month. Dave comes in and we talk about finances because it's what he does, and he says the same thing, that the laws change year by year. You have to keep up with it. It's a constant thing. It's not easy. So I had asked him about the new tax laws, right? No tax on tips or overtime and that. And so we had to walk through that because of the changes. So have there been any significant changes, Kathy, that would affect a house like I own my home? Would there be anything significant if I sold it that would be a change, or would really the change affect the buyer?
So to answer your question, no, but there has recently been a very big change in parent to child transfers that just happened in 2021. The old law was called Prop 58. The new law is called Prop 19. And of course, all our lawmakers thought that this would be a brilliant idea to do this. But under Prop 58, a parent could transfer any property, whether it be a rental, their own private house, a commercial property, to their child and have it not get reassessed. Under Prop 19, the law changed, and now it's the parent can only transfer their primary residence, so it has to be the parent's primary residence, transfer it to the child, and it must become the child's primary residence, or else it gets reassessed. And that is the worst thing, the biggest thing that has happened in the past 5 years with regard to property taxes, because now if your business had been buying rental properties and that was your legacy to pass down to your children, all those properties get reassessed. And so the properties you had bought in the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, all are getting reassessed to today's values, and now you're not making the income, and now you're having to sell it, and now all these people are having to raise the prices on the rents to cover the reassessment for the house, because now the property taxes are up. It's just been this big snowball that we've dealt with, and it's changed a lot.
Yeah, I think about that. People will tell me, why don't you sell your home, right? Because it's worth a lot more now. You got all that equity. And
now go buy something.
My house payment's like $700 a month. Where am I going to live for $700 a month? I've talked to people that are trying to rent places, and I'm glad you brought up that, because I have thought, how come I don't just transfer my property to one of my sons or both my sons? And now I realize, so this would happen if you did. Whatever its current assessment is and the yearly tax that's paid on it is going to change to whatever the current one
Market value is.
Market value.
Yep.
And it's like, wow.
Yes.
So I was really excited to have you on, Kathy, until that.
No, you're excited because now you know not to do it.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, my God.
I've helped you out today. You're welcome.
You have. Yeah. Well, I'm excited for you because it's something you're already doing. We had talked about this off air. So you're technically not an incumbent, because
I was appointed.
You were appointed, and you've already been doing the job. But so you're going from appointed to elected.
Yes.
So last question: is there anything significant that will change in what you do when you move from being appointed to when you get elected, assuming you'll get elected?
Not really anything big. I've been working my hardest, trying my best. There are some things that I want to bring forward and put into place after I'm elected that will be taxpayer friendly. But I've been working just as hard as an appointed assessor as I will for the elected position. So in all honesty, no, nothing big is going to change. There are some things that I plan on doing. But no, I'm going to keep on keeping on because I've already been doing a lot of hard work, and I think my staff sees it. I know my staff sees it. I know my staff enjoys working in the office, and I know that the taxpayers.
We're calling them in.
You can call them in, but the taxpayers see it. When they come in and they ask to talk to me, I'm there. When they call my phone, I'm there. So. Yeah. Well,
I have to laugh because I've known you for a while. I never knew what you did. I mean, you know what I mean?
Because nobody wants to hear about my job. Even though I love my job, nobody really wants to talk about taxes.
Come on, I'm getting to hear about it now. But I
think it's exciting, but everybody else thinks it's a bore. But when you talk, when me and my assistant get together and we talk property taxes, you would think we're talking about something really exciting because we love it. And that's the best thing. I love my job. It's not just a job for me. I really like what I do, and I'm good at what I do. I have this weird mind that loves numbers.
Yeah, I told you I have that mind, but I can't be in an office. I have a hard time standing behind this mic, right? All right, Kathy. So last thing, what would you like to tell the voters if you could be in front of every voter today? What would you like to tell them about Kathy Scriven and what she is wanting to do?
Well, I just want everybody to remember how much experience I have, how much practical experience I have. I worked my way up from the beginning as a real property appraiser 1 in 2003, and I'm still here doing the job. And I want people to know that I love my job and I understand tax law, and I'm just the best choice because of all my experience and all my knowledge. I'm not going to make any promises that I can't do, but I will be frank with everybody, and I'm approachable, and everybody can talk to me and ask me all the questions. That's the only thing that I can promise.
Now I realize when I put the pool in, I've got to call Kathy. No. So, what about those little rubber pools?
Nope.
I don't have to.
Nope.
Okay,
Personal
we're good.
No,
honey, we're good. That. I'll get you a little wading pool. You're fine. Kathy, thanks so much for coming on and for helping us understand a little bit more about how it works and the difference that you'll make if you're elected. So we wish you the best.
Thank you so much.
This community interview is made possible by Shaw and Associates.
I'm Dave Shaw, President and CEO of Shaw & Associates. For over 70 years, Shaw &